I definitely just want to like hug Sledge the way he hugged the Japanese woman.
Yeah, like he's dying.
Yeah, like he's dying.
His soul is dying.
Yeah, a part of him is dying.
His soul is
the
dying.
part of him that his dad said he didn't want him to lose.
Everything his dad said, 100%, 1,000,000% true.
Yeah.
We're back, and we're on some kind of couch-like device.
Yes.
So we're doing episode numero 10.
Yes.
That's
yes.
Spanish for 10. So this is the last episode in the Pacific. We've been through some very, very dark episodes in this. There's no way to, be nice about it. It's like this is a dirty, grungy, gnarly, nasty, despicable, horrible war.
In comparison, by now with Band of Brothers, the European war is died, and they're in.
The European war is over.
It's over, but by the time we get to these episodes, like 9 and 10, they're basically like kind of on a vacation. They're stealing gold and.
Can you imagine you're a Marine somewhere in Okinawa or Peleliu or wherever it was that they were.
Mm-hmm.
When VE Day happened, and you're like sitting there in the muck, and you're like, well, that's fucking great.
Good for you. Good for you.
Meanwhile, I joined the Marines,
yeah,
and I'm stuck in dirt.
I'm in mud, covered by other bodies and maggots. The war is quote unquote winding down for them, but they're still fighting. There's still like a battle happening for many of these factions.
Yeah,
and so it's like there isn't really nuts. There was like a rest moment, like with Band of Brothers, there was like the end of the war. Now they're kind of like looting, and there's still stuff happening, but they're, for lack of a better word, bored. And
I don't think that they would have been tootling around Austria like they, and have a similar moment with Japan. Once the emperor surrendered, it was a very different thing. But that was the whole war was over. It was done. The Germans surrendered, and then like we're sort of taking over and administrating.
Yeah, exactly. We're still milling around for a bit.
They did do that in Japan too. Like,
I can imagine, but we're not having that moment in this. Like we're at the last episode, so
they're aggressively still fighting. 30 years before that one last guy in Philippines is going to surrender. And by the way, I found out that there were SS officers in Germany who continued the war after the surrender, but it pretty much was over by, I think they said 4 years after the war. So there wasn't anything significant.
There wasn't a long standing holdout.
There wasn't no 30 years.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was pretty immediate there were all these SS fanatic troops.
Okay.
And then I guess at some point they were like, you know what? Why don't we go to Argentina and we'll hang there? I guess what's happening here, the nuke bomb has been dropped.
Also, I do enjoy how casually that was like kind of just like tossed in there. It's like, oh yeah, they dropped a bomb. They dropped a bomb. They dropped a bomb. And it's like,
drop some bomb.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
But that's nothing. You drop.
It is. No, it is. But I'm just saying, it's like for the magnitude of what it was. Yeah. On the field, it was like, "Hey, did you hear they dropped a bomb? Yeah, I heard they dropped a bomb. All right, let's go have steak and."
It didn't change anything in their lives.
Exactly. They were like, "Hey, we might go watch a movie, have steak."
But it's about to change because it's going to end the war very rapidly.
Very rapidly.
Anyway, we're just going to see what happens in this last episode. I imagine we're wrapping this war up, and we'll see who's left over and who's still got a soul left and who doesn't.
I'm pretty sure Snafu never really had much of a soul.
He's from Louisiana. Those people have no soul. Especially, I think he's from New Orleans, so even worse.
Yeah. But hopefully Sledge will keep a morsel.
Well, he's from Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah.
Which is right next to New Orleans. It's not far away.
Hey, there he is. Good old Lecky.
All that they've gone through.
He's got a more pleasant disposition.
Mm-hmm.
Fields of battle. The Japs surrendered. The war's over.
And just like that. Just like that,
you've survived.
Also, like...
Yeah.
Snafu.
That's Snafu's pecker.
That's Snafu's pecker.
What do you do now?
What do you do now?
Go home and live.
Have a little VJ Day party of your own.
I think they've earned a drink.
What do we do now? Wait a minute. I'll show you what I'm doing now.
Red Label.
Yeah, Johnny Walker.
Well, there it is. My first official act of peacetime. Snaff.
Nothing like some Johnny Walker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that pipe's a good look. Also, great lighting. A little flicker effect from the shots going off. I'd have me a few swigs. Ooh, nice little tall crane shot coming down.
Uniform, man.
Yeah, he is.
Hey, you can keep the change. I ain't touching that. Might have jumped into Normandy, but at least I got some liberties in London and Paris. You gyranes, you got nothing but jungle rot and malaria.
That's true.
Imagine how many people you would run into that had also been in the war.
Everybody.
Given us some warning, a phone call or a telegram or something.
Oh, they turned his room into a storage unit.
Well, we'll get this stuff out of here first
I
thing.
don't know where we're gonna put it all.
Oh, that was 4 years ago.
4 years.
He's a Marine. He's used to living in mud.
Yeah. That would be a little harsh.
Yeah.
Did he not write home? Like, who just used their son's room as a storage?
It's like in Clockwork Orange when Alex comes back to his house and his parents have rented his room from him and they won't get rid of the lodger.
That's cold-blooded. I'm sorry.
It's like they didn't even think about him the whole time.
No.
How about I take you to the back of the train? You can show me your caboose.
Did I tell you? Snafu's as good with the ladies
Yeah.
as he is with the Japanese teeth.
We'd have been here 6 months ago. That bride have given us all blowjobs.
First, I gotta get Florence home. Wait, Florence from Melbourne?
You shipping her all the way over here. This the first we hear about it?
Snaff, that was in Okinawa. What about you, Sledgehammer? Just hoping this Florence girl comes to her senses. No job, no girl, no plans.
I'm gonna get that girl. You boys watch.
Saying that about every girl since San Diego.
What, they're heading back to probably LA to fly out of? Because they were in San Diego.
It looked like they were in like Arizona or something on the way back to the East Coast.
Where I got it from?
Mrs. Basilone. I'm Lena.
I recognize you from the photos Johnny sent.
This would be hard.
Yeah.
Ma che bella ragazza. Johnny ha sposato proprio una bellezza.
Mm-hmm. I actually know everything he just said.
He says you're beautiful.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Heard so much about you. He couldn't stop talking about you.
His brother made it out.
Please sit down.
I thought his brother actually went over.
You have a very... No, I'm not here for...
John's insurance money is gonna help you out, right, Lena?
He never signed the papers.
It's $10,000.
It's okay. I'm all right.
I saw his grave on Iwo. He's got lots of good Marines on all sides of him.
He would have appreciated that. I thought you should have this.
Medal of Honor.
One of the probably 2 he will probably have gotten.
Thanks for doing all you did to keep us from getting our full headshot off.
You're good Marines.
No bro hugs back in the day.
I know. I would have seriously. I'd have been dapping.
It's all handshakes.
I would have been hugging and dapping and everything. Yeah,
Handshakes and
too.
salutes. That's it. See? Oh, you got
There you go.
hug there.
There we go.
What do you think's gonna be greeting Snafu when he gets to fucking Louisiana where he lives? I think there's gonna be like an alligator comes up and a possum, and they're gonna be like coming up hissing at each other. Oh, hey Enos! Hey Cletus!
Hope they meet their deadlines.
We're almighty proud of you.
He's got a son who was in too.
He's got a what?
I'm guessing
See
you
that
signed
flag
up for a
behind
job.
him?
Yep.
That means he's
Why they
got a
made you
kid
the
in the military. In
I'll
the
take my
war.
forward position.
Well, you still want to cover local sports?
Yep. That guy you got writing the column right now. He's got no snap, no style. You need to send him to Obits and give me his desk.
And when did you see me demoting him and hiring you?
Today's good.
Today.
That's some confidence in this kid.
$10 a week raise will do it.
I will give you 7.
I'd have taken 5.
Lady across the street. Yep.
That's Vera.
Yeah, that's fair.
What are you looking at?
Just being a creeper, Mom.
You a jack because you sneak up like one.
She never gave you the time of day.
Thanks, Mom.
She's dating an officer, of course. Look at that fancy car.
His parents are cold-blooded. Yeah, mine was the complete reverse.
Your dress blues.
That's the best part of being a Marine right there. Dress blues. Need to have more stripes
Yeah,
on them.
those look slick.
They are. They're the best uniform in the military.
He should have more stripes, but he kept on going up and down, up and down, up and down.
He should have 3 of those stripes and be a sergeant by now.
Easily.
Nonsense. Watch your wallets, pockets, and watch.
This is no.
There you go.
Passed out. He's not even gonna wake him up to say goodbye, is he?
Irish goodbye.
No, you can't do an Irish goodbye.
I would have woken him up.
I would have totally woken him up.
But hey, bitch, I'm leaving.
Oh, come on, Snafu. No. Oh.
Nobody to greet him. Yeah, that's a nice uni.
It was a very nice uni. Why does he? Yeah, I
He's
mean,
got bad posture.
Yes?
I'd like to speak to Vera, please.
And who shall I say is calling?
Robert Leckie, Mrs. Keller. I've lived across the street from you for the last 20 years.
wow, you have literally been a shadow
home,
to these people.
Bob Leckie.
He was writing her, right?
Nice uniform.
I've been wondering if you would grant me the pleasure of taking you out.
You want to take me out?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
I have a date tonight. When the doorbell rang, I thought you were him.
There he is.
Nice car.
This is gonna be nice and awkward.
Robert Leckie. Army, huh, Charlie? Where'd you serve? I just graduated from West Point.
Oh.
Lieutenant, congratulations. Too bad you missed the whole show.
Ooh.
Vera, how about another time? Maybe tomorrow night?
Ooh,
What's going on here?
I just asked Vera if she'd like to have dinner.
that's amazing.
She's not interested.
Let the lady decide.
Actually, I don't have any plans for tomorrow night.
Ooh, yeah, Lecky.
Oh, is that right?
Maybe don't have plans for tonight either.
Obviously, I've been wasting a lot of gasoline. Good night, Vera.
Been wasting a lot of gasoline.
Yeah, but it's only 10 cents a gallon, so who cares?
Anyway.
Well, it looks like I am free for dinner tonight.
God,
Lecky out here.
Lecky's aggressive, but
Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Well, that's what happens when you end up being on Guadalcanal. You're aggressive.
Yeah, right.
I'm back writing for the Bergen County Record.
I mean, Lecky was a smooth operator, so it's not like this is... He's got a little more pep in his step.
3 years ago, in a miserable part of the Pacific, I was laying in the mud dreaming about a moment like this with you.
That's a good line.
That is a good line.
That's not even a line.
You get right to it, don't you? In the mud.
Afraid so.
You must have been through a lot. So what's next?
I don't know. I didn't get that far.
And why me? Why not Rita Hayworth or Eddie Kramer?
Because I know you.
You don't really know me.
You're right.
Because I'm infatuated with you.
I think I don't know how to do this.
Bob, you're doing fine. This is fine. It's a start.
You know, I wrote you a lot of letters while I was over.
But he never sent
You
them.
did? I didn't get any.
I never sent them.
Oof.
Why?
There we go.
I didn't think I was going to make it. It didn't matter if I sent them or not.
Can I read them now?
I don't have them anymore. Rain on Cape Gloucester erased every word.
What were they like?
Best stuff I ever wrote.
That is pretty romantic.
Maybe it's better she didn't get them because they were pretty detailed and graphic.
No, totally. See, he didn't have the badge on. Why does he have the badge on now?
What badge?
The badge above his stripes wasn't on before. Now it's on.
That's the 1st Marines. That's
The blue?
That's his unit, yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't on for the first couple scenes.
Yeah, that's Sid.
Sid made it.
With the MacArthur bit, hop out of the sailor.
Calms me down. Packing it, cleaning it. Always have something to do.
What do you remember about Mary Houston?
Well, like everybody else in Mobile, I was in love with Mary Houston.
That's too bad for you. She's marrying me.
Yeah, sure she will. The minute she goes blind.
Well, I asked her. She said yes.
You're saying that Mary Houston's gonna be Mary Houston Phillips. Well, what am I gonna hear next? The Martians landed downtown or setting up a hotel?
I want you to be my best man.
If you think that I'm gonna stand at the altar and lose Mary Houston to the likes of you?
Well, hell yes!
What do you call the tree? There's a name for the wispy trees in the South. I can't remember what they call it.
I think it's Spanish moss. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
See you later.
Welcome home, Eugene.
I wonder how much earlier he got back.
Seems a while.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, had time to
hook up with Mary.
Yeah, it's the quick to love after war situation.
Yeah. But you know, there were all those 4F men there, you know, were laying pipe while the dudes were away. So, you know, there was some of that too.
What's 4F?
4F means you don't qualify for the military.
Oh, same thing he was. Did he tell?
Knocking on your own damn door.
That is interesting. He did yeah. Felt like a stranger in his own.
I guess so.
Did he not tell him?
He must not have.
What is with no one telling people they're coming back?
Well, you know, it's not like they have fucking little cell phones to, hey, I'm 5 minutes out.
I mean, but they had to come back from... Oh, he's had some time.
He said weeks. Nice light.
Very nice light.
That's your Rembrandt?
Yeah, there's my Rembrandt. This is going to be... Oh, yeah. She just like died and also came to life in the same moment. Beautiful. Ugh. Yeah, dude. Silhouette now. Ugh. Hey, Dad. Nice little smile.
Dad looks the same and you look 100 years older.
Yeah, right.
Came back at the same age. See, no hug.
He's 21.
No hug.
And he's damn 30 now.
Oh, that's his brother.
I was going to say, who is the...
That's his brother.
Somebody's like,
you could have brought back a Japanese sword, you motherfucker.
Yeah. Yep, there's his soul. No. He didn't get a flag or nothing.
No. I would have kept some souvenirs. I would have gotten that sword and I would have shipped it to my parents the next day.
Yeah, they sent you a gun, you sent them a sword. It's a good trade-off. I'll hold this for you, you hold this for me.
I'd have been like Spears was. I'd be having fucking loot truck following me around.
I didn't get any sleep for the longest time.
He would literally have someone to talk to, though. This would be...
Toss and turn like crazy. Martha doesn't complain, but I know I'll keep waking her up.
A little top off.
Mm-hmm. Let's Irish it up.
You'll be married someday.
There weren't any women in my corner of the Pacific. Only nurses, and they were off limits.
You went through the entire war and retained your virginity?
Oh, yeah.
That's the number, Gene. You show up at that ball, decked out in your uniform, and all the ripe fruit will fall off the tree, ready to feed.
I don't believe I will ever put on a uniform again.
Wow. I will never put a uniform on it. That's deep.
Ever.
Dude, I love that bokeh in the background. It's just a gorgeous shot. Only thing in focus is them. Ugh.
No.
I will never wear a uniform again.
Traumatized.
You're looking to register for classes?
Thinking about it.
Which branch do you serve in?
I was in the Marine Corps, miss.
And did you attend any special schools while in the Marine Corps?
I was in a mortar squad.
There you go.
Did you do any accounting?
No, miss.
I counted mortars that I shot at people.
Journalism? Any engineering, technical skills?
Isn't there anything the Marine Corps taught you that you can continue at Gamma Poly?
I can murder people.
They taught me how to kill chaps.
She didn't deserve that, but that was amazing. Everyone is adjusting a lot better than he is.
Mm-hmm. Very dark.
So dark.
I saw you making a break for it. Thought you could use a punch properly, Spike.
How did all this happen? I mean, look at us, Sid. Sitting here at a dance, drinking punch. Not a scratch on either of us.
There's a scratch. It's just under the skin.
What the hell are we doing here? Why did I end up back here when all those other fellas didn't?
Every guy back has thought that.
What's the answer?
You just gotta pull yourself out of bed in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
get on with the day. You do that enough times in a row, you forget something. For a while, anyway.
Pretty good advice.
Yeah.
Come on in. I'll wrangle you a partner.
Well, he meant it. He ain't wearing no suit.
Bad choice. That's an extremely dysfunctional family.
Yes, it is. Like he's not gonna pray.
Do some shooting.
I wonder. Oh my gosh! I wonder if he's actually felt or shot a gun since he's been back.
Been looking forward to this morning for a long time. Just the two of us and a grand morning. Eugene?
Please give him a hug. Give him a very long, good hug. There you go. There you go. Thank you.
You
Oh
have to
man.
apologize to me, Eugene. Yeah. I reckon the dove population's going to be mighty happy this morning.
That's sweet. Man, he needed that.
You look like a gangster with those glasses on.
He really does.
I'm sure Edward could arrange a starting position for you.
I'm never gonna work in a bank, Mother. My plan is to do nothing for a while.
How long is a while, Eugene?
Leave him alone, Mary Frank.
The boy is idle, Edward.
Mary Frank, you have no idea what men like him have been through. Let him be.
Mom, go back in the house. I'm sorry. The disrespect. He has a pretty great support system. His brother, his friend, and his father, who all have a good understanding, but he's still
He's
like
wealthy. But I would understand that taking time thing.
Oh yeah. And everybody would come back at their own time in their own space. He's got that's a lot of trauma.
Maybe sometimes it's good to go and get a job right away so you just like get buried in work. Stop thinking about it.
Find yourself a lady and a job.
He definitely needs to find a lady.
Oof, nice. Earned a PhD in biology, then spent a career teaching at the University of Montevallo in Alabama. From notes he kept throughout the war, Eugene eventually wrote his memoir, With the Old Breed, at Peloton, which was published in 1981. Robert Leckie married Vera in 1946, a year, and became a correspondent for the Associated Press. He wrote nearly 40 books, including his combat memoir, Helmet for My Pillow. He also died in 2001. Jon was awarded the posthumous Navy Cross and Purple Heart for his actions. And 2 Eugene Misses 1945 stamps have been issued for his likeness, and highways have been christened in his honor. Jon is remembered every year with a parade in his hometown of New Jersey. Lena was told on her 23rd birthday that her husband had been killed in Iwo Jima. 7 months.
Cold shit.
7 months. She never remarried, and died in 1999. So he went back with Leckie.
Really, he looks a lot like him.
Yeah, this is a good one. Returned to Buffalo, New York on November 1944. So about a year. He married his childhood friend Mariette and sold cars for over 40 years. Hoosier Bill Smith survived the wounds he suffered in Pillsbury. Yeah, because he was the last one to go off, right? He returned to his hometown, Indiana, got married, and raised 4 children.
I guess that's why he's a Hoosier.
Chuckler. Oh, that's right. Chuckler Law. This is who we lost track of.
Looked a lot like him, too.
Yeah. Honorable discharge from the Marine Corps 2 weeks after the war ended. He married and worked as a steam fitter in Chicago, Illinois. Will remain close friends with Bob Leckie, Runner Conley, and Hoosier until he died in 1982. Snafu! Mariel Shelton?
No.
That man has a face. Stayed in Louisiana, worked in a lumber business, married, and had 2 sons. Marion did not speak with his fellow Marines for over 35 years until he read Sledge's book. Sledgehammer served as a pallbearer at Snafu's funeral in 1993. Bill Layden became a professional golfer after recovering from his wounds received in Okinawa. Wow. One of the most decorated Marines in the history of the Corps, his extraordinary career spanned World War I through Korea. Wow. Dang. Shitchbuller retired in 1955, passed away in 1971. He's a very married Australian sweetheart. Florence and Joette, nice. Texas 1947. Sidney Phillips.
He's a baby, too.
Yeah. Him and Mary Houston Phillips raised 3 children. Sid became a doctor and practiced medicine in Alabama for 38 years. There you go. Sid and
him.
Eugene remain best friends the remainder of Sledge's life. Sid still lives in a small town outside Mobile. Of course he does.
Well. We've come to the end of Pacifico. We have some points to cover. So
We do have some points to cover.
What do we think of like the overall package? I guess everything in a way is going to get compared to Band of Brothers.
I mean, I can actually separate it from Band of Brothers. I really like how this one does tell a kind of a two-sided story. Like you're following Lecky for kind of the first half, and we're thrown in, kind of reminded of Sledgehammer every now and then, but we're really following Lecky. And then they obviously meet up because that's when Sledge gets sent over.
And we also had like a big portion of the Barcelona and his group. They disappeared after the first like maybe chunk of 3 episodes. Have like these just sort of distinct groups. It's like I always felt with Band of Brothers, it was like a little bit more like one kind of core group.
It was. No, for sure. I really enjoyed their stories. I mean, Lecky was really a joy to watch because he kind of always felt like he was a little bit more on top of it. Even when he was going through like those moments and he lost certain men and
He's
everything.
a writer. That is kind of a tendency of
but
stand back and look at everything.
Yeah, so he can almost separate himself, but also he doesn't like when you're dealing with Sledgehammer, he's going through these hills and valleys and everything with it. And so it was a very interesting, viewpoint for both of them. Like that, so walking through, and then you get, all these other different characters thrown in there.
What'd you think about cinematography and camera? I feel like it changed quite a lot because a lot more steady than the sort of shaky cam work that.
It's very smooth. Yeah,
with a lot of Band of Brothers stuff. It's like, but by the end when we got into like the fight on the airfield.
Yeah, the fight on the airfield was where it really got...
You were shook at that stuff. That was some pretty fierce combat.
And it felt like one of the longest fights we were dealing with. The camera work was very different. With Band of Brothers, was specifically like any war scene had a lot of like handheld, shaky moments. Shaky. In the moments where they're making plans or in the office or they're back in civilian kind of territory. They use cranes and steady cams and everything was kind of, they go back to their cuts and coverage and stuff. This one, even in the action scenes, it just felt really kind of smooth and kind of calm. They weren't necessarily following the action like it was almost like a chase. It was they're over here, and they're just shooting. So we're just kind of cutting back and forth between that action. It wasn't as much as like they were kind of moving forward. They were just kind of like holding the line.
And that was just you're with the Marines, and it's just like bonsai run after bonsai run.
Exactly.
And it's just like mow them down the whole time. Okay. Peleliu, there was the beach, there was the airfield, and then there was the craggy coral caverns that they were going through for days.
Okay.
Where that was where the guy with the half his head blown off was and all that shit.
Okay.
So it was like 3 different full. They were fighting from the time they got there until the time they got off. That one seemed the worst. Yeah. It seemed worse than Guadalcanal, to be honest.
He was Iwo Jima when he died.
Barcelona. Yeah.
And that one was also real intense.
Yeah, that was a brutal fight. It was really great action, but yeah, it's like I kept thinking when he was going, I was like, Jesus Christ, take some cover. Just
do
take
anything.
Cover.
Yeah, seriously.
It was just like he seemed like the Japanese were, where he's just like I'm just gonna run into him.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the way he seemed. I was like, oh my god, get the fuck down.
This is the only way I know how to kill. It's just run.
Act like you can be killed. Ratings. What do you rate this project on a scale of 1 to 5? Being only able to go 1 to 5. What's our thing? We haven't done a thing in a long time.
Oh, we haven't.
For Band of Brothers, we did.
It would have to be
their logos.
Yeah,
so we'll just do we'll do the First Marines.
First Marine insignia.
1 out of 5. 5 out of 5 being the absolute most possible.
Most possible.
What would you give it for this?
I'm giving this one a 15.
15?
Yeah.
Isn't that what we gave
Band of Brothers?
Is it? I think
probably. It's on par. It is literally on. It's so good. It's so good, and it's different. I love how much it dives into the mental a little more, or a lot more, and they did a really good job at just kind of weaving in and out of these stories and kind of like, oh yeah, remember what's happening here? Now this is happening. Now this is happening. We're back here again.
I'm gonna give Band of Brothers a little bit of a higher rating than that, so I would say this is a 13. I think Band of Brothers made a 15 as well.
Okay.
So I think you equaled it, but I'm gonna say this is a 13. I think with Band of Brothers, I guess I just got left with a more warm feeling at the end of it. With this one, I was like, oh man, life sucks.
Again, emotional. This one was.
It's a tougher sell. The character arcs were so well perfect. It was so perfect. This one was a little bit more like the ins and outs, or like, not that it was hard to follow, but just yeah, you know, it was like we were with one group. It felt like with this one, it felt like we were 3-4 different groups.
They were telling like 3 different main stories.
Yeah,
totally.
So yeah, it's very different, but I give it 13. Yeah. Well, anyway, that concludes our showing of the Pacific.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna read both these books. Hey guys, thank you so much for just enjoying and being with us on this adventure of watching the Pacific.
Truly an honor.
We will obviously see you in the comments as we always do. Like, subscribe, comment, check the socials.
Yeah.
Hit up our Patreon.
And we have no idea what we're doing after this.
We don't know what we're doing after this.
I don't know. Maybe we continue.
We're gonna enjoy the holidays. I mean, I don't know if we'll stick with the genre. We got options.
I think we gotta go into something else for a while.
I think we do. I really think we've had some suggestions that we do kind of Mafia because I haven't seen any of those either. So we could do Godfather, and so what's the I don't know if it was Mafia, but I think it was the
I could do my Corleone voice. I'm gonna make him all.
But no, who's the guy who did the westerns and then switched and did the?
Oh, Sergio Leone. He did Once Upon a Time in America, which is like 74 hours long.
Okay, but that's so we might.
It's literally the length of the people's lives. That's how long the movie is.
We might sprinkle in a few because we've had some suggestions for other war films that.
You know what? I'm a little war fatigued.
So maybe we'll wait a while.
You know what I really have? I have HBO fatigue from all of the dealings with HBO. I'm not going to go into it. It's just stupid. Fine. Anyway,
it's administrative stuff.
It's just dumb. It's like, but they're a pain in the ass, and like I don't know who I hate more. It's like MGM or some of the others that just won't let you put stuff on, or HBO that they just play mind games with you. And then this was our last